South Park has been a staple in adult animation, pushing the boundaries between its profanity and toilet humor, and satire for the reality of the modern day. But that doesn't always mean that the show can't have any heartfelt moments. In fact, there's plenty of tearjerker episodes throughout its runtime. But I think a perfect example of what blends all of South Park's elements together is the Season 7 episode, Raisins. Raisins first aired on December 10th, 2003. The episode begins with Stan and his friends playing a game of football when Bebe shows up to tell Stan that his girlfriend Wendy has decided to break up with him.
Wendy breaks up.
What?
Wendy breaks up with you.
Whoa, wait a minute! What did I do wrong?
This leaves Stan feeling heartbroken and inconsolable, unable to keep playing with his friends. While most of the boys don't see this as an issue, Kyle suggests that they go to a restaurant called Raisins, a spoof of the infamous Hooters, where a bunch of preteen girls wear skimpy outfits and heavy makeup, hoping to maybe pull Stan out of his depression. This doesn't work, and Stan tries to convince Bebe to help him win Wendy back. After being given advice to stand outside Wendy's house playing music, Stan notices that Wendy has already moved on and has started dating Tolkien instead. With nothing left to prove, Stan decides to hang out with the goth kids, now wearing dark attire and becoming more dark and depressed than ever before. One notable thing about this episode is its emotional depth and relatability. Many viewers can resonate with Stan after experiencing the pain of a recent breakup, and Stan's personal journey through denial and acceptance is portrayed by that classic South Park humor with a dash of sincerity that makes the episode relatable and touching. Trey Parker and Matt Stone, creators of the show, based this concept of their own personal memories of heartbreak growing up through the 70s and 80s. They also wanted it to revolve around the booming popularity of Hooters. The restaurant itself serves as how society treats appearance over genuine human connection, with how some men go to these places to cheer themselves up after a breakup. This episode is also the first introduction to the Goth Kids, who will become staples of the South Park universe. Their dark humor adds a layer to Stan's character in Raisins, based on their perspectives on how life works and their interactions with Stan on how to be a true goth. Their concept was also from an experience Stone had as a teenager, as the local goth kids around his neighborhood would be drinking endless cups of coffee and hanging around the local Perkins nearby. The episode isn't just a downer as well. The jokes in this episode are pretty hilarious. When the boys try to cheer Stan up in his room, Carmen always has witty comebacks.
Stan, you can't keep doing this to yourself. You have to go live.
Why? What's the point of living when the only girl I'll ever love is gone?
God, what a fag.
Probably the best out of these is Jimmy trying to help out Stan win Wendy back.
Stan says you're a cunt. You're a cunt. Stan says you're a cunt. Cunt.
Well, tell Stan to fuck off!
You're a continuing source of inspiration to him.
But of course, the major impact this episode has isn't from Stan, but from Butters. Butters has since become one of the most innocent and endearing characters on the show, showing so much optimism even in the face of exploitation. And that couldn't be ever clearer than in this episode. Butters controls the B-plot of Raisins, and it's one of the best B-plots in South Park history. While at the Raisins restaurant, Butters ends up falling in love with one of the waitresses, and begins starting an obsession with her, spending most of his money, or I guess his parents' money, into going into the restaurant to see her every day. The waitress has no interest in Butters whatsoever, and only sees him as a way to get more tips. This is more evident when Butters' parents actually show up to meet her, and sees her insincerity towards their son. When Butters denies this and tries to move in with her, the Raisins girl bluntly tells him that she was in fact never interested. His naive belief from this one-sided crush adds another layer of humor and pathos to this episode. Like Stan, Butters has now fallen into a deep depression, which the goth kids have noticed. While trying to recruit him to join their clique to understand the pain and sorrow of life, Butters has this amazing speech.
No thanks. I love life.
Huh? But you just got dumped.
Well, yeah, and I'm sad. But at the same time, I'm really happy that something can make me feel that sad. It's like, it makes me feel alive, you know? It makes me feel human. The only way I can feel this sad now is if I felt something really good before. So I have to take the bad with the good. So I guess what I'm feeling is like a beautiful sadness.
This speech is so heartfelt and sincere, it actually knocks some sense into Stan, who takes this to heart. Getting out of his depression and turning back to his normal self, Stan goes back to his friends and plays football, knowing that he can move on from Wendy and just enjoy life as is. South Park is known for its social commentary, and Raisins critiques the superficiality of social interactions and the commercialization of relationships, delivered with thought-provoking and entertaining wit and jokes. Raisins has stood out from other South Park episodes, as it has combined memorable characters and witty humor, and blends in the emotional core of relationships and heartache that many face. Through Stan's heartbreak, Butter's innocence, and the satirical portrayal of the human relationship, it captures the essence of what makes South Park a beloved and enduring show.
Whatever, baby. Like, Stan really cares. Just get out of our football game, you stupid skank.
You fat ass! You guys are assholes!
Oh yeah? Well, at least we have assholes, you dumb girl.
Yeah,